Hey everybody, Sammy here at SFI Sports Cards, back with another video. Today is June 24th, and welcome to the Saturday morning starting lineup, where we dive into my collection of binders, boxes, sets, graded cards, raw cards to build a starting lineup. It's very simple. I pull cards off camera, blind, to create a 9-man lineup, randomly filling each position. Last week's lineup consisted of Lou Brock, Stan Javier, Vladimir Guerrero, Kendrys Morales, Gary Sanchez, Art Howe, Kevin Elster, Jerry Remy, and Bob Welch. You can check out the playlist on my channel, and you can see each week's lineup. This week, we got a good one. To me, top to bottom, probably the strongest lineup that we've done. But that could be subjective as well. But we have 3 MVP awards we're giving out, 2 Rookie of the Years, 39 All-Star appearances, 24 Gold Glove awards, 15 Silver Slugger awards, 4 batting titles, an All-Star MVP, 6 World Series championships, and 1 Manager of the Year. Total WAR rating for this team, 382.8. I'm not sure if that's the highest. I believe it is, of all the lineups we've done. Now, if you look at this lineup, once I lay it all out for you, you might not think that it's probably the best lineup we've done, if you look at the names, but I don't know. As a whole, probably my favorite that I've done. But let's get into it. Batting leadoff from Kasagwai, Japan. Signed in 2000 out of the Nippon Professional Baseball Organization, playing right field. This is from the 2003 Bowman set we have. Ichiro Suzuki. Pretty nice card here. American League MVP and Rookie of the Year in 2001. Only one of 2 players who accomplished this feat as a rookie, other being Fred Lynn in 1975. Ichiro led the league in plate appearances, at-bats, hits, stolen bases, and average at .350. He led the league in hits 7 times and is the single-season record holder at .262. which occurred in 2004. Future first ballot Hall of Famer. You all know him pretty well. Hitting machine, fast on the bases and in the field. Mostly played right field, can fill in at center. A wizard with the bat. Cannon for an arm. Is known to put on home run clinics during batting practice. Shout out to Eddie's Cardboard. We have a Mariner leading off. There we go, Ichiro. Batting second from San Francisco, California, drafted in 1977 in the first round. 15th pick overall in the January draft out of Diablo Valley College. Playing center field. This is from the 1987 Fleer set we have. A switch hitting Willie McGee. National League MVP in 1985, where he led the league in hits, triples, and average at .353. And at the time, the second highest average in the National League for a switch hitter all time, behind George Davis. He hit .355 in 1893 and tied McGee's mark of .353 in 1897. A member of the 1982 World Series Cardinals. And that year, it was a battle between the power of Harvey Keene's Milwaukee Brewers and Whitey Herzog and his Cardinals that emphasized speed and defense. The leading home run hitter on that Cardinals World Series winning squad, George Hendrick, had 19. The Brewers, on the other hand, had 6 players with 19 or more homers. McGee would also go on to win the 1990 National League batting title, despite playing the last 29 games of the season in the American League in Oakland. Shout out to Huck. He's the Cardinals fan. And shout out to Tony. Just because I mentioned Oakland. So we got Willie McGee hitting second. Good start so far to the lineup. Batting third from New Orleans, Louisiana, drafted in 1985 in the first round, second pick overall out of Mississippi State University, playing first base. This is from the 1986 Topps Traded set. We have Will the Thrill Clark. Beauty of a rookie card right here. The sweet swinging lefty finished in the top 5 in the National League MVP voting 4 times in 5 years, from 1987 to 1991. He was runner-up in 1989 to Giants teammate Kevin Mitchell. Clark was a member of Team USA at the 1984 Olympics, where he led the team in batting, hits, runs, RBIs, and home runs. The following year, he won the Golden Spikes Award as the top amateur player in the country. On April 8th, 1986, in his first big league at-bat, on his first swing, he homered off future Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan. And because of Will Clark, pitchers began covering their mouths during mound visits in the 1989 playoff series against the Cubs. Clark was on the on-deck circle and saw Greg Maddux mouth the words, "Fastball high, inside." First pitch Clark saw, he hit a grand slam on Addison Street behind the right field seats at Wrigley Field. So that is why when you see mound visit, people always cover their mouths with their gloves. Clark's number 22 was retired on July 30th, 2022 by the San Francisco Giants. Shout out to John, the 80s kid, who is a Giants fan. We got Will Clark hitting third. Clean up from San Nicolas, Aruba. Signed in 2009. Playing shortstop. This is from the 2014 Donruss set. We have Xander Bogaerts. The perennial All-Star and Silver Slugger was a 2-time World Series champion with the Boston Red Sox, now currently playing for the San Diego Padres. He's the only player on the Red Sox roster that played on both the 2013 and 2018 World Series championship teams. Bogaerts does represent the Netherlands national team during international play. And yeah, to all the Boston fans out there, Shane, Dom, Jim, John, Wade Boggs fan, Hugo, just to name a few, you're welcome. I am showing Red Sox. Actually, I showed Jerry Remy last week, so you're getting some airtime with the Red Sox. So he is hitting cleanup. Pretty good first four right there. But we're not finished. Hitting fifth from Austin, Texas, drafted in 1967 in the second round out of Stephen F. Austin High School. Playing left field, this is from the 1988 score set. We have Don Baylor. The 1979 American League MVP. He would lead the league in runs scored and RBIs that year. 8 times Baylor would lead the league in hit batsmen, and would hold the career modern day record of 267 up until 2005, when it was passed by Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. Tremendous athlete. Now, Baylor was considered a power hitter, finishing his career with 338 round trippers, but he was also a threat on the base paths, stealing a career high 52 bases in 1976, and ending his career with 285 steals. Baylor played on 3 consecutive World Series teams in 3 consecutive years. That would be Boston in 86, Minnesota in 1987, who won the World Series, and Oakland in 1988, becoming only the second player to accomplish this feat, the other being Eric Hinske. Baylor was also the inaugural manager of the expansion Colorado Rockies in 1993. Shout out to Ken's Cardboard. His tenure would last 6 years, the pinnacle being in 1995 when the Rockies made the postseason as a wild card team, and Baylor would be named National League Manager of the Year. Don Baylor, a guy that I would like to get his rookie card someday. Someday. Hopefully it will happen. Okay, batting 6th. From Brooklyn, New York, drafted in 1975 in the 5th round out of Martinsville High School in Virginia, playing second base from the 1981 Fleer set, we have Sweet Lou Whitaker. The 1978 American League Rookie of the Year, teamed with Tiger great and Hall of Famer Alan Trammell for 19 seasons in Detroit. The longest running Keystone combination in baseball history. He played in 2,390 career games with the Tigers, third in club history behind Ty Cobb and Al Kaline. His 2,308 games at second base is 4th all-time in baseball history. 8 times he hit 15 or more home runs in a season. His career high came in 1989 when he cranked out 28 long balls. In August of 2022, the Detroit Tigers retired his number 1 jersey. And Whitaker is also a member of the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. 5-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, 4-time Silver Slugger, member of the 1994 Tigers World Series team. Seems to be always on the doorstep of Hall of Fame consideration. Shout out to Dave at Legends of the Dugout, was a Tigers fan, and also Greg over at Tigers 727. Here's your Whitaker. Next, batting 7th from Ponce, Puerto Rico, signed in 1987 at catcher. For the 1993 Donruss set, we have Javi Lopez. Can't believe he's hitting 7th, to be honest, but that's where we have him in the lineup. This slugging catcher was a mainstay behind the plate for the Braves for 12 seasons. He's a 3-time All-Star, Silver Slugger in 2003, where he had his best season in Baltimore, hitting .328. He cranked out 43 home runs and 109 RBIs at the time. Lopez broke the record for most home runs in a season by a catcher, which was previously held by Tom Hundley and Roy Campanella at 41 bombs. Lopez was more than solid in the playoffs, where he batted .278, 10 home runs, 28 RBIs in 60 games. He was the 1996 Championship Series MVP and was a member of the 1995 Atlanta Braves World Series team. He also caught Kent Merker's no-hitter in 1994. Shout out to COG Sports Cards. They are Braves fans. Check them out. I love rated rookie cards. I know that as far as baseball, Donruss is not king. But like these throwbacks, and they have that iconic rated rookie symbol right there. Always love to see it. Javi Lopez hitting 7th. Batting 8th from Little Rock, Arkansas, signed in 1947 out of the University of Texas, playing third base. This is from the 1959 top set. We have Randy Jackson. Look at this beauty of a card. This 2-time All-Star, he played football at both Texas Christian University in 1945 and the University of Texas in 1946, where he played halfback and would lead both teams to consecutive Cotton Bowl titles. Let's take this out real quick. Noted as being a power hitter at the time and big in clutch situations. Jackson played 7 seasons for the Chicago Cubs before landing in Brooklyn for the Dodgers. Shout out to Steve at Vintage Cards and Jason at Baseball Card Collector, 2 big Cubs fans. A couple of neat notables about Jackson. On June 29th, 1956, with the Dodgers trailing the Phillies 5-2 in the 9th inning, Duke Snider hit a 2-run home run, and then Jackson will follow up with a game-tying home run. On the very next pitch, Gil Hodges homered to win the game, becoming the first time a game ended on 3 consecutive home runs. Now, I know the Dodgers hit 4 consecutive home runs to tie a game, I think, maybe like 10 years ago. I'm sure Rick Acosta or maybe Drew over at Vintage Legacy can answer that question for us. but I believe I remember seeing that. Then, on September 28th, 1957, Jackson, in the third inning, Phillies pitcher Don Cardwell hit a home run. The last home run for the Brooklyn Dodgers before moving out west to Los Angeles. Now, his full name being Ransom Joseph Jackson. And as you can see on this beautiful card, it's no surprise that his nickname was Handsome Ransom. Can't argue. So we got Randy Jackson manning third, hitting eighth. And batting ninth from San Diego, California, drafted in 1981 in the second round out of San Diego. Not San Diego. He went to San Jose State University. On the mound, from the 1984 Topps Traded set, we got Mark Langston. Really cool rookie card here. Langston was 4-time All-Star, 7-time Gold Glove winner. He was a fireballer early in his career, leading the AL in strikeouts 3 out of his first 4 years. However, he was also known to walk many hitters, averaging over 100 walks in his first 8 seasons. He was second in the Rookie of the Year award race behind Seattle Mariner teammate Alvin Davis. In 1989, he was traded to Montreal with Mike Campbell for pitchers Brian Holman, Gene Harris, and a guy named Randy Johnson. After the season, he signed with the Angels for a 5-year contract at $16 million, making him the highest paid player at the time. On April 11th, 1990, his first start with the Angels, he pitched a combined no-hitter with Mike Witt, who had previously pitched a perfect game with the Angels in 1984. After 8 very productive seasons in California with the Angels, shout out to Dylan, Langston signed a minor league contract with the Padres, who would win the NL pennant. In 1998, Game 1 of the World Series, in the 7th inning, tie game, Langston would deliver a 2-2 pitch to New York Yankees first baseman Tino Martinez, which appeared to be a strike, but was called a ball by home plate umpire Rich Garcia. I remember watching it. I really thought Langston got the strikeout there, to be honest. But he didn't, and Langston's next pitch was hit for a grand slam, which would spark the Yankees, and they would eventually sweep the Padres. When Langston retired in 1999, he held the record for most pickoffs by a pitcher with 91. That number has since been surpassed. That's the lineup today. And like I said, probably the best team we've seen so far, top to bottom. And there is something that does stand out to me. Currently, 0 Hall of Famers. I mean, Ichiro will get in first ballot. And probably, in my opinion, will be the next player to be unanimously selected to the Hall of Fame. 100% of the vote. But we'll see. But that's the video. You know, I could have constructed this lineup many different ways as far as batting order. I mean, when you got Javi Lopez hitting 7th, that is quite the lineup, since he mostly hit 4th and 5th in his career. But let me know if you would construct it any different. Let me know any stories or memories you have from these players. I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to support the channel Have a great weekend. I'm about to check out some YouTube videos of my own. Haven't watched any in a couple days, so I got to get caught up. But have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.